So President Trump charges forward with his second-term agenda as the Supreme Court hands his administration several major victories. Let's bring in the former Attorney General of Kentucky, Daniel Cameron. General Cameron, the Trump administration hasn't won every battle, but they've won a significant number. What do you think is the most significant victory they've had in their cases in front of the Supreme Court?
Well, thanks for having me on. The Supreme Court has made a important decision in the case related to the Enemy Aliens Act and allowing those deportations to move forward that would ultimately take a lot of violent criminals out of this country. And so, some folks might say that some of this was based on procedural grounds or venue decisions or judgments based on the Supreme Court. But at the end of the day, the administration has a decision that allows it to proceed, even if there are some due process decisions that have to be made going forward. But at the end of the day, the administration is in a position to get these folks out of the country and get these violent criminals out of our streets and keep our communities safe.
Critics of these decisions are saying the Trump administration essentially has the Supreme Court in its pocket. How would you answer that?
Well, as you noted at the start, there hasn't been they haven't gotten all the decisions in terms of favorable decisions for the administration. This court takes its job seriously, but the president also takes his job seriously. And that's one, to secure our borders, make sure that our streets are safe and our families feel secure in their homes. He's taking that mission important, or it's an important mission that he is ultimately trying to proceed on and fulfill as an obligation in his election. And the Supreme Court has its job to do as well. But one of the big takeaways from the decisions that have been made by the Supreme Court is ultimately they have said to the lower courts, these district courts that are issuing broad relief that's basically covering the whole entire United States. Say you have a judge in California that's making a decision that's stopping work that the administration is doing in Washington. The Supreme Court has basically said enough is enough. And I think that's the strongest signal that the Supreme Court has sent, is that they're tired of these broad decisions and judgments by these district court judges that are stopping and gumming up the process in Washington, D.C. and for the Trump administration.
One person in Washington, D.C. who is not too happy with some of these decisions is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat of Texas. Here's what she had to say. Listen.
I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship. I think all Americans may feel like we're in an abusive relationship with this administration as well as with the Supreme Court that struggles to really earn the trust of American citizens, right? And at a time in which we really are wondering whether or not there is going to be this ultimate clash between an order from the Supreme Court and this administration.
But the Supreme Court isn't ruling in most of these cases, really in any of these cases, that the Trump administration policies are correct or whatever. They're ruling on matters of law, are they not?
They are certainly ruling on matters of law. And let me just say, if Jasmine Crockett is the leader of the Democratic Party, it's obviously shown that that's not the right way to go, because the Democratic Party right now has a 27% favorability rating with the American people. And as long as she and AOC and Bernie Sanders are leading the charge, that's going to be a recipe for disaster. Look, President Trump was elected to make sure our communities were safe, to secure our southern border, and the Democrats in Congress, particularly Jasmine Crockett and AOC and Bernie Sanders, believe that we should let more illegals into the country. It's just simply the wrong way to move forward. If they're doubling down on that, it's going to be a bad position for them come the 2026 midterms.
Kentucky's former Attorney General Daniel Cameron. General Cameron, thank you.
Thank you, guys.